So sales, hey, I wonder if that's what you're thinking. Why would I do this? Do I actually get any sales? Is it worth my time? And the answer is yes, yes, and yes. Are you a product-based business, maybe handmade or importing? I do both. I'm spending my own cash advertising on Facebook and Instagram to help grow my 2 Shopify stores from scratch that I started in 2020. So join me in this diary type podcast where I share real-time challenges and wins as things happen day to day in real time, because we often feel less alone in our e-commerce journey when sharing the challenges with someone else. If you're just starting out or growing your small online business, I think you'll find my experiences motivational as I share from my kitchen table in Adelaide, Australia. Brought to you by one of my e-commerce shops, theturtlejournal.com.au. Good morning, this is Rachel from Aussie E-commerce Mum. Welcome to episode number 35. I want to talk about Facebook Live events today. So if you're listening in, this is going to be all about Facebook Lives. I have just started doing a weekly Facebook Live event for my e-commerce store, well, for one of my e-commerce stores. I've done 5 of them now, so I've done 5 weeks worth, and I literally just finished a live an hour ago. So I wanted to record a podcast episode kind of while it was fresh in my head of why I'm doing this and how I'm structuring it and where I see the results coming and why I think it's important to continue it, because I have talked about before about, why are you doing what you're doing? Set yourself reasonable expectations, for everything you do, and track and measure things as well as you experiment, so you can kind of decide for yourself if things are worth continuing and if they're fulfilling the need you want them to in your business, and then move forward in that direction. So Facebook Lives. Okay, Facebook Lives. Oh man, they get a bad rap, don't they? Facebook Lives are so cringy. They are the butt of many jokes and the basis for many funny memes around the internet about Facebook Lives, and probably now TikTok Lives too. TikTok Lives are massive, which I don't do. I haven't got enough followers to do a TikTok Live, but they seem very different to me than how Facebook Live would run too. They have a very different feel about them and a very different structure. So why do a Facebook Live? Okay, so the reason I decided to start doing Facebook Lives is I think it was maybe 2021, definitely last year. I did 3 Facebook Lives over a couple of years, and they were big events. I pre-sold some products. So I did a mystery box, so like a paper craft mystery box, because I'm in the crafting niche. And I pre-sold those. That kind of gave me the confidence and the validation to then go ahead and build a live event around these pre-sold products. So then on the Facebook Live, I actually opened these products live that people had already purchased. They were mystery boxes. So then everybody watching the live got to enjoy it and get excited about the experience and see what other people had purchased. And it was a bit of a show and tell type thing. It was really fun. And I actually got that idea from, I remember exactly when I got the idea, because it was February 2021 when I had COVID and I was watching a lot of TV and I watched a lot of TikTok Lives, and it was mystery things and reveal events and mystery boxes and surprise gifts are a big deal on TikTok. They seem to go really well. They seem to have a real energetic marketing, gimmicky feel about them. And I wanted to replicate something obviously less gimmicky, but replicate something for the Turtle Journal, for my one of my websites to run on Facebook. That's where I decided to do a structured Facebook Live where I would pre-sell mystery boxes, which sold really well. I sold out of them. The 3 Facebook Live events I did, I sold out of the mystery boxes before I actually went live on Facebook, which was perfect. Gave me like the validation and confidence that people have already pre-purchased this. I've kind of already been paid to do this. The products are sold, and now I get to go on live and like have a bit of a fun event with people watching live, or mostly the replay, to open them live and see what customers had purchased and get excited about the products and chat about what you could do with them. It was really great, and it generated a great boost in sales for the following 48 hours for sure. But that event where I pre-sold products and pre-made up mystery boxes and kits was a lot of work. That was hours and days of work in the lead up to, and then selling those prior with Facebook ads and organic socials was a lot of work. So this event that I've been doing for the last 5 weeks now, like I said, I've just finished recording my 5th one. is much more casual, much more of just a very short live. It goes for between 15 to 25 minutes each week I've been doing it, as opposed to my big events I did the last couple of years, which was weeks of work in advance and probably 2 hours being live online. These ones are more about focusing on the products I have in the range and talking about the benefits of the products, giving people a bit of a sneak peek into the background of my business and an up close look at products too. This is why I think Facebook Lives are amazing, because it kind of shortcuts that whole cycle of a customer or a brand new prospective customer needing to get to know you, to like you and trust you before they make a purchase and before they shop. Like, what better way to shortcut that whole process and arguably decrease the number of touch points you need with a new customer before they decide to part, with their hard-earned money with you and shop, by going live on Facebook, and they actually get to know you and see you as an actual person. Live is just so different. Even recorded video is different. The live thing is the key, I think. This is like actual real time, their online, foibles and faults and mistakes and giggles and fun, like actually live. I think that's why this is so powerful and why I've decided it's an integral part of what I'm doing for 2023. So like I said, I've done 5 of them so far, and they've ranged between 15 minutes and 25 minutes. And the magic is absolutely in the replay. Like, I have had probably 2 people online watching. The most I've had is 7 in the last 5 weeks who've watched live, and the least was last week was 0. So last week's live, I had 0 people online live, and I just had to talk like I knew people would watch it on the replay after. It's actually probably better that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had more comfortable for me anyway when I think about it, knowing no one's probably going to see me anyway. Like, so just go ahead and do it live. You might as well. It gets pushed out well with a live on the algorithm for Facebook. Absolutely, it gets pushed out. And then knowing there's probably not going to be anyone there anyway, but lots of people and your followers and customers and people on your email list will watch you on replay, after they go home from work or tomorrow or next week. So there's a couple of components to this live, what I've decided I will be doing this year to make the most of it. And the first one is to post the night before an organic post just to say, hey, catch me tomorrow morning. I'll be live at this time. And I'm using StreamYard. I'm not going through Facebook events. And StreamYard's incredible. I'm using the free plan, so it's literally cost me nothing. Integrates with Facebook. The best thing about StreamYard, I think, is that you can see yourself on camera, but then down the side of your screen is all the comments. And you can click on a comment. So this morning, Leanne, one of my customers, said, good morning. I could click on her comment and it pulled it into the screen. So then it had her little profile picture and a little good morning bubble that she had commented on the video, which is super sweet, because then everybody else can see that she said good morning, and it's kind of like you're featuring your customers and featuring your followers in your live. It just is great. I think it's wonderful. I really love StreamYard, and I'll eventually probably pay for a plan, but at the moment I'm happy with the free one. It just has the StreamYard logo on it. It also means I can't download the video afterwards, so I can't do like a blog post or something. That's not true. I have done a blog post each week as well, that's afterwards, but I haven't obviously embedded the video, but I've just linked it back to Facebook anyway in my blog post. So so when you go live, then afterwards I've been emailing my customers. So the night before I do a post saying, hey, I'm going live tomorrow. And then I go live in the morning, and then I've been emailing my email list afterwards straight away saying, hey, I was live, and include, a great little hook in your email like you normally would. So check out what I showed, or I featured some products, or grab yourself a freebie, or see what's new, or come watch me on Facebook, or watch the replay, or come say hello. Lots of different things you can do in your email to encourage your customers and followers to then head over and watch the replay. The thing is with watching the replay is it's definitely worth sending them to the replay. Like, you might feel, well, I have felt a bit like I want to send them to my website because I feel like I want to send them to shop. But I have to remember the reason I did the live is to send them there first, so they can watch me and see me and chat to me and see products up close, because then in the comments I have added the links to the products. So during the live, which like I said only goes for 15 to 25 minutes depending on the week I've done so far, I've been putting the links directly to products that I'm talking about in the comments. So I'm sending people on replay to go watch the replay, like on email, go watch the replay, or I did organic stories straight after the live on Instagram and on Facebook and TikTok and said, hey, I've just finished a live event, go watch the replay. Because the replay has everything in I want them to see and I want them to connect with me on to increase that know, like, trust factor, and then click through in the comments to the specific products I'm actually talking about and actually featuring on the live. This is magic. Honestly, I can tell you I've found this so worthwhile just in 5 weeks. And it's so worthwhile because it really takes such little planning. It's the best thing about it. To be able to increase that connection with your customers so significantly for such little planning without, like, how many posts can you put on social media organically or comment organically to really boost that connection with your customers and your standard in your niche and your knowledge of your niche. But to go live, oh my goodness, like I said, 15 minutes, and it probably takes me planning the day before at most 2 hours. That would be a stretch. Like, I would spend 2 hours at most planning. Probably an hour and a half is usual, but say, 2 hours, allow yourself to be able to go live for such a short time. It's over in no time, and now you've got that content sitting there that I can use over and over, refer people back to, link then to a blog post as well, send it to emails to customers, repost it again in a few nights' time on Facebook and say, did you catch my live this week? Then also I'll be featuring some of the products on social media. So I pre-plan a lot of my scheduling on social media, and I have a lot of content scheduled out, but I deliberately leave gaps on, like tonight there's a gap, I'll need to put something up, which will be from today. I'll put up something from the live, I'll feature a product I talked about and say, hey, have you seen, my antique doorknob brads that I sell? I talked about them on my Facebook Live. Check out the replay here and shop here on the website. So you see how this content, this one live event that I'm going to do each week, I will keep doing this. This has been so worthwhile for me. I strongly encourage you to think about it. Really generates a lot of avenues for you in other ways to prompt you to do an email, prompt you to do more organic socials by just referring to the products later during the week that you spoke about on the live, and do a blog post about it. And I put a little screenshot of me on the blog post and a link straight back to the Facebook Live. So sales, hey, I wonder if that's what you're thinking. Why would I do this? Do I actually get any sales? Is it worth my time? And the answer is yes, yes, and yes. And of course, Facebook Lives totally depends on your demographic. My demographic of customers is probably a bit older than me and much older than me. That's my demographic, and they are on Facebook, so Facebook makes sense. Your demographic might be more on TikTok, so TikTok might make sense for you, or Instagram, or YouTube, I don't know, whatever other platform you can do a live on. But I'm confident that whatever platform you choose, that platform loves live video. That platform you are on will love video anyway. They all do. There's no secret about that. And I bet you it loves live video even more. So this is going to get you some serious reach and probably more engagement than you get on any other type of things you do on that platform. That is my guess. And that is totally what I have found. So let me give you a couple of stats I have from my last 5 Facebook Live events I have done the last 5 weeks in a row. So I did one that went for 16 minutes. That was my first one. And 200 people have seen that. Like I said, I probably had 3 or 4 actually on the live with me. But most people are watching that afterwards on the replay, which is great. And I remember I got 2 sales from that. And I can say that confidently because I know based on what people purchased and when they purchased. I know that day, that evening, I got 2 sales. Both those people purchased the product or the products I had specifically talked about in the live, which was great. That was so confirmational for me. I thought this is absolutely worth my time. I was on live for 15 minutes. I spent 2 hours maybe preparing it the day before. 200 people watched it and 2 people purchased. So that is a great baseline. I was so happy with that for the first one because I could totally see that building over time and over the year. The second live I did was 20 minutes and 256 people watched it. And again, I got 2 sales from that live. I know we're kind of directly linked to that live event. The next Facebook Live I did was 24 minutes. 189 people watched it. And get this, I got 6 sales from that live. I couldn't believe it. I was like, my phone, I had people online all day, lots of add to carts, a couple of initiate checkouts, and then over the day, so basically from the live in the morning for the following 24 hours, I got 6 sales directly linked to products I had spoken about and featured and launched from that live. Just really, really thrilled about. I've been giving away a freebie in a couple of lives. In fact, all of my lives except one, I have done a freebie because I love giving away free things. But you don't have to, of course, and it totally depends on your products and your niche and all that sort of stuff. I have paper crafts and stickers. I have so many samples around me in drawers and cupboards of things I have purchased and tried out. So it's pretty easy for me to cobble together a small little gift for people to purchase if they purchase that day. So that's what I've been doing. To get any freebie, you buy that day. If you buy that day, including the replay, of course, because most people will see it on the replay, anytime during that, up till midnight, then you get a freebie. And also, obviously, people comment. I say, straight away, hey, say hello, where are you watching from? And even now, like I said, I did a live about an hour ago. I can see my Facebook notifications are dinging away. I've got a couple of people who have commented to say hello. So people are going to watch this all through today and say hi. So I'll go back and respond and say thank you so much for watching and saying hello. That was amazing. 6 sales. That was such a great live. I was pumped after that live. Last week was the opposite. This up and down roller coaster of e-commerce. Hey, something to get used to. It's doing my head in. So last week's live went for 21 minutes and I got, I think, 1 sale. I think I could attribute definitely 1 sale to that live, but definitely no more than 1. And 166 people watched that. So that's the lowest views I've had so far. I think that's probably to do with my internet connection was horrific. The lighting was terrible. And now I'm really worried about the live I just finished this morning because my internet connection was even worse. Look, do you know what? You are going to have your own set of issues if you choose to do a Facebook Live. And to be honest, none of them are an excuse to stop. Like whatever issues you run into, whatever insecurities you have, whatever technical problems, whatever challenges you come up against, if you decide you want to give Facebook Lives a try or any sort of live event consistently each week for a small time frame just to say hello to customers, connect with them and show them some products. Whatever excuse you have, it's not good enough. How mean is that? I'm feeling really passionate today. You need to work through it. You need to work it out. And I can tell you my internet today was the worst it's ever been. I absolutely glitched and froze and completely dropped out probably 4 times. I need to find a solution before next week. I know that for sure because today was horrific. But I'm not stopping it. I will find a solution before next week. I'm doing this now moving forward. I've made a decision. This is worthwhile for my business. And I'm doing it for this, foreseeable future at least, to see how it grows my engagement, my following, and my customer base, and my connection with my customers and sales. That's exactly why I'm doing it. So today's live went for 23 minutes and I've only had 34 views so far because I only finished it about an hour ago. So I haven't got any sales I can attribute to today's live, but last week was only 1, so it was pretty low, which was a bit of a letdown after the week before for 6. But all of that to say, it was worth it. It's been worth it every week so far, and it will continue to be worth it for sure. I will keep doing it. And one customer said hello to me this morning and she placed an order last night. So it was great to say hello and, get to comment real time and say hi and say thanks for placing her order last night. So that's why I'm doing it. And I think it's so worth considering. If you're thinking about it or you've never thought about it, I would strongly encourage you to consider it. And please go look at my Facebook Lives. They are tragic. So if you feel like, whatever you are not feeling confident about or worried about, then head to theturtlejournal.com.au. You can see some previous lives in my blog, or just find me on Facebook. I'm just the Turtle Journal AU on Facebook. And you can watch my last live or a couple of lives or whatever, just to give yourself some confidence that you can do this too. And you can work through all the issues and you'll get better week to week. You absolutely will get better week to week. And I'm 100% sure you will see some results from this, from growing organically, from growing customer bases, connections with your customers, your followers, comments, and sales. 100%. I honestly didn't expect to get a sale the first time I did this. I was so stoked. As soon as the first sale came through, that was it. It validated the concept for me and I've been in. So it just took the 1 and I thought, yep, this is worth it for me. Absolutely. So what do I do in a live? Okay, you'll see it if you go and watch one, but let me give you just a quick little snapshot. I have a running sheet, so I write a new one each week. I literally just save over last week's one with whatever I'm talking about this week. And things occur to me during the week. You'd be surprised if you make a commitment, whatever day and time you decide to do this. And the lady I have watched all heaps of her lives, she said, which I 100% agree with, you have to decide when to do this that suits you, because not many people will be there online live anyway. So it makes absolutely no difference when you record this and go live. You could do it at midnight if that suits you. It needs to work with your work and your family, because most people are going to watch the replay anyway. So if it suits you to go live on a Saturday night or a Friday morning or a Wednesday at lunch, whenever, it just needs to work for your life. Don't worry about when most of your followers are online. Honestly, just pick a day and time and then use that as a consistent day and time and a marker for your followers to know that's, roughly when you'll be online live, and they can watch you if they want. But most people are going to see you on the replay anyway afterwards. At least if you have a small follower like I do, then that's absolutely the case. If you have a really big following already, you'll probably have lots of people join you live. And if you SMS them to say you're going live, I'm sure you'll have lots of people join you. I don't collect mobiles. I don't do SMS yet, so I haven't got that feature. But I just send them the email afterwards and say, hey, I was live this morning. Check out the replay here. So this is what I do. So I need a hook. So when you jump on, the first thing you need to do is some sort of hook. Don't start off kind of staring around, looking at things, wondering what's going wrong, which I've definitely done in my lives before. If you watch my previous ones, you'll see me do that. I'm getting better at not doing that. So like I said, none of these mistakes are reasons to not do it or to stop. You just need to improve as you do over time. So be on straight away and with something exciting, some feature, some benefit, some hook to get people, to give them the reason why they want to continue to watch. And then just say good morning and hello and nice to see you, and something, just about what's happening in your life that day and what you're up to, what the weather's like, what coffee you're drinking, something about what's happening in the day, just so people who are watching you can relate. They're watching you on a Tuesday morning and you're here on a Tuesday morning, so there's that connection there. And then go into whatever it is you want to share. So I shared this morning a few different products, and I talked about a freebie that customers could get, but I talked about the freebie obviously at the end, not straight away. I said from the beginning, hey, hang about, I'm going to show you how to get a freebie today. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I shared the details of the freebie at the end of the live. So people need to watch through or skip through on the replay to see the details of it. And then I just gave some updates on products. I showed products up close. Nothing beats seeing the products up close on video, but on live you can see, you're holding it, you're showing it to the camera, it's how big it is, what it feels like, how it moves, how it works. Nothing beats your products on live video. 100%. That is absolutely true. No matter what industry or niche you are in, nothing beats seeing your products on live video, because it's like you are there in person, and it's the best way. It's like you're standing at the shop holding it and showing it and picking it up and deciding for yourself if you want to purchase or not. That's why I think this can be so powerful. So then I just went through different products and showed them, talked a little bit about them. And then at the end, I just did a bit of a call to action, like, hey, the links are here in the comments. You can see the link, go and shop now. And then I put the links in the comments as I was talking about the products directly to that product. This is my free shipping threshold. Don't forget, you get your freebie today if you shop today. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And that was it. That is the format of it. It's very simple. You open with a hook. You need something straight off that gets people, they know they're in the right place and why to hang around. Something that's relatable and chatty. What are you up to? Nice to see you. Say hello. Where are you watching from? It's always fun to see where people are watching from. And then into your products, or what it is you want to talk about. Do you want to feature a new product? Do you want to talk about a product you have and go more in depth with it? Show it up close, like I said, different angles, ways you could use it, why it's important, why it's great. Do you want to talk about some reviews you got from customers? You could talk about a particular product you have. And if you only have a small product range, then 1 week you could talk about the reviews you got. 1 week you could talk about questions you've had on the product. 1 week you could show the product up close. 1 week you could show it in use. Do you know what I mean? There's lots of different ways you could do a live. I've got the luxury of a decent sized product range. I think it's decent. I have about 40 products in my website. So that's oodles of things to be able to talk about week to week. Plus I've launched a few products the last couple of weeks too, because doing a live makes me want to do a new product. I'm like, oh, how cool if I do a product launch? What could I launch this week? I need to not do that every week though. That would be disaster to launch a new product every week. My inventory would be out of control really quickly. So yeah, so talk about a product and go in depth with it, show it up close, ask for people's comments and thoughts on it. You could share a testimonial, an email or a review. And then you need to wrap up with your reiterating how you started. So for me, I reiterated the freebie and I talked about how to get it. And the call to action. So here's the links to shop now. Head to the website. You'll find it here. Go and shop and send me an email if you have any questions and say hello in the comments and blah, 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 blah. And then I'll see you next time. So that's how it runs. That's how I've structured my live. I've been really happy with it. I like following the format. I just have a page open, a Word document sitting next to me on my screen, really skinny and tiny next to the StreamYard. It's not an app, it's just I'm literally logged in online to StreamYard, which links to Facebook. So I've got that open next to it and I just flick between the two and I can see what I need to talk about next and keeps myself on track, and it keeps me not rambling on forever too. And then I can keep an eye on the comments and say hello to people. So that's sort of what I want to share with you. I sort of jump on while it was fresh in my memory. I've just finished one this morning and that's exactly what I do. That's why I do it. And I can tell you it's absolutely been worth it. Like I said, for the time it takes me to do. You know what? Facebook Live reminds me of email. Yes, I'm talking about email again. How scalable it is, because I spent, for this week, for the live I just finished, let's say it took me 2.5 hours total. 2 hours planning yesterday. And then this morning I did my makeup and was on live for 20 minutes. So 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours of planning, and say 150 people might see it or 250 people might see it. But what if my followers were 10 times what they are now in 6 months? Then the same amount of time, the same amount of effort could get me 10 times the followers, 10 times the views, and arguably 10 times the sales and results. The same with email. Takes you the same amount of time to write an email that could make you $1,000 in sales as it, took you to write an email that got you $0 in sales, purely based on the number of people you have on your list, the quality of those people on your list, how often you're emailing, and the type of content you're emailing. It's completely scalable. Facebook Live is very similar. It is just like TV. It really is. It's very scalable. 10 people could see me, 1,000 people could see me. And my sales will reflect that based on my conversion rate and all that sort of stuff. So it's absolutely worth it in that sense, for sure. And why I'm really enjoyed it so far this year. I have cringed absolutely at myself. I have made some serious mistakes and blunders. I have learned so much though, and I know I will keep learning from week to week. And this will get easier as I go along. So I strongly encourage you to just give it a try, or to think about giving it a try if you're not doing something like this already. It's organic too. It doesn't cost me a thing to do this. There's so little you can do on social media that's organic that gets you a decent bang for your buck. And live video is it for sure. I'm absolutely convinced of that. Like I said, you may even get a sale from your very first live too. And if you do, take that and bank it and then let that propel you forward with the momentum you need to feel like this is totally worth it. And I'm investing my time and my energy into this space this year. So thank you for joining me. I hope my Diary Style podcast has been an encouragement for you this week as we spent some time together sharing some real-time challenges and wins of growing in e-commerce. Head to my website where you can send me an email and say hello. I'd love to hear from you at aussieecommercemum.com.au. I'll see you next time, and as always, keep learning.